Hello, once again, back with more modeling good times. So this one, as I said last time, will be about texture. Just trying to work out what the buttons do again. Nope. Just been playing around in Unreal Engine a little bit. So, colored them all, just so I've got separate objects so I can texture them easier. But I'm going to show you an example of texturing. All these are joined together now, which is good. What we're going to do quickly is go to perspective, highlight everything, and just hide selection. So that means just show you an example of texturing. Just open up a box, just a normal box like that. Doesn't have to be any particular size. But what we can do quickly, because obviously the maze has got a few more turns in than just a normal box. Can do. No. Insert that. That's okay. Extrude it. Just whatever. Just make a weird hammer shape like that. So after that, we're gonna have to go into materials. Blah, 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 blah. Obviously, I'll change all of these to the grass texture afterwards. These are all the textures, just all the colours that I've used to recolor them is. Drag texture on, empty texture. Now to put a picture on a texture, you need to go, if you remember the first part, if you haven't, check back through the playlist and see what that does. But if you're just watching this part, just click on the button by diffuse. Should bring up this menu. Just double click on bitmap, find that picture that you want to put on, being that, and select it and drag that on. Oh, because I've had that selected, it's just put on just that. Right, here we see a problem already, that it's stretched the whole thing. So what I'm going to have to do is click on that, go down to the modifier, just press U once, and we're going to unwrap the UVW. The way I'm texturing it to this part, it's a very basic way to texture using a picture, using a bitmap. Just click on parent, so we'll go back to that view. And what we do is we need to select that, the poly, and Control A to select all. Open the menu, which is over this side, which I'll get now, and then we have this. Oh, I'm sorry for everybody's eyes, but that's captioned really badly. And what we do is check it pattern just quickly, and to see where things are stretched, and all we need to do is click mapping, flatten, and then it goes into that, and then it should be even. Another way we can do it is mapping and unfold mapping, and it just makes a net, but that's not that good. But we can just flatten up and again from there, and everything's fine. Now if we check vegetation, because you can, this drop down menu, you can click on the actual image you've put on there, and if we drag that to one side, and if we look at this now, it now has hedges and materials on it. Chiefly, let's close that. Chiefly, they're a bit too big. Now what we can do is click on this bitmap again, and now we have tiling, which we can click up to make it shorter. I'm going to move this to a 3 and move this to a 3 as well, and then we have a much shorter way of doing it. And because it's the right form of texture, it's now folded it so it's actually seamless. What we can do is we can raise this to make it smaller, try about 8, and then we have much smaller. Although there is visible white lines, it does hold very well. Another thing we can do, which is now the time to open Photoshop, if I just put that to 5, because 5 seems a nicer thing. Put that to 5. Oh, got a text, hang on. No, it's fine. I've got Archer playing on the background. great time show, really good time. Now we just press M on there to close that, and we have that. Now what we need to do is open Photoshop, which I have down here with the image already opened. Click on that, I'll drag that over. Now we have Photoshop, and I'm going to show you how to make a very simple, very quick bump map, which is what gives flat textures a kind of an embossed 3D kind of touchy-feely kind of thing. Now with this, turn into Daffy Duck for a second. With this selected, not selected, but with this open, we can go to Image, Adjustments, and Desaturate. That'll turn the image black and white. Now to increase the bumptitude, I guess, we need to separate more white from black. We need to go back to Image, Adjustments, Brightness, Contrast. And get this little box, and as far as I know, we can just drag it up, and I'm going to drag this to about 95. Contrast, I'll usually put about -30, not -309, Jesus. Which I don't really know what that does, but you know, I never really asked. So we just File, Save As, because obviously we don't want to save it a separate thing, save it as another PNG, and save it as edge-bump, or whatever naming convention you've got. Just save that. That's okay, and then we can close that. Image vegetation is being saved in the background. Photoshop will quit. Aha. Anyway, so if we go back to this thing, we can open the bump. Go back to Parent, open Maps, and click on Bump. So you can now select a bitmap bump, edge bump there. So now we've got that sorted. We can go back to Parent and filter that up. Pardon me. As you go to about 55, now you're almost sorted out. Let's minimize that. Press M once again, just to check from the first video, just to check that the render is still mental ray. Yeah, it is. Then we can either render, Shift Q or F9. F9 works just as well. And now we have a hedge. Obviously, you can give it a little bit more depth by making specular and other maps. What we can do, once again, is if we delete editable poly, ignore this for a second, it's fine. Select these edges. No, that's the one, that one. Just select them. Select the two front ones. And just select chamfer, and then we can chamfer this down. Just make it a little bit smoother on the eyes. And we have that, and then we all need to do is re-put a UV map. Once again, flatten the map and it's off screen. But there we have a much flatter, nicer looking, smoother in fact, hedge, and then we do that again, and it just pulls it back up. Rendering time is going to be fun, of course, as usual, but should be all good. Right, that's that, which I'm going to do later, so we can just delete that and unhide all. Now we get the benches. I've already unwrapped all of these, not all these, but I've unwrapped these. Yeah, I was going to show you how to unwrap, and I've just absolutely forgotten to show you how to unwrap on these. So of course with the more sides, because I only need these two to unwrap, which is why I saved them to unwrap. We select them, select Control A. So when we're doing multiple ones, although it looks quite straight here, if we unfold mapping, you'll see how much stuff is actually here. And then if we flatten mapping again, you can just see how many shapes you get, and it's an amount. All right. But once again, you select checkered, close that down. It's alright. And I think I got these two to do as well. Hope you're actually enjoying the series. I mean, if you do, also for some reason that makes a really strange, nearly satanic shape. Just flatten that one very quickly. And then we have all the little shapes. What I can do is tools, render UV. Oh well, that's fine. And render the UV template, which is this. You can then save this as a target, open it in Photoshop, and texture the shapes individually. I find that an absolute ball ache, so that's not what I'm going to do. What I was going to do, however, is show you why I like to use mental ray on things. Let's try scrolling as much as I can on that. It's like material in these, I think. I should have named them, that's what I should have done. And to find out, all we need to do is just select them and just change their colour, and then we can tell which one's which. See, the reason I choose mental array is if we click standard here, it brings up a massive list of stuff. And then we can select masonry, get stone and brick and stuff. But what we want to do is click stone itself, and then we've got all of these really nice things, which may show black here, but if we press F9, we've got a really nice marble stool bench. And there is that. It's a very easy way to just quickly knock it out for the purposes of showy business. But if I were to actually do this, I'd have to unwrap, obviously. If you open a UV, I'd have to unwrap everything here. And that would just be a nightmarish hell on earth. So just, they're black now, but that's fine. It's just for the purposes of beauty. And then we have that, and we'll just press G. And then if we press F9, we just have all little stools. I think I might make them a little bit bigger. That's wider. I don't know how to make things. Yeah. Anyway, I should press F9. So of course later on I'll put a floor underneath all of this, possibly gravel, just a nice gravel floor. For now, may as well start texturing to see how well it goes. I just need the easiest way to, after colouring it, is you can just click on these, click on diffuse, and then we can just open up bitmap. Again, the same as we did the preview wall. Shift the F4 now, then we've got that. I'm sure I titled this to 8 last time when I was just practicing. I still feel they're a bit too wide. So we'll try 13. Someone's on the number 13 by 13. And we've got this edge wall here, which has a split there, but to be honest, from here you can't exactly tell, can you? I feel like it needs to be a little bit more. Let's not play around with the offset. Can do. Maybe just a little bit. This is kind of just fiddly stuff that you just play around with, and then or you can just mirror it like that, and it makes it look really strange. Whoops. Tile that, mirror that, and then we have some vague variation in the pattern. So it goes up and it goes down and goes up. And then we go back and just add maps and bump map like we did previous. The reason why I've done these separately as objects, all the colour and stuff, is because some objects, let's put that up to 60. Some objects may need more or less scaling depending on the size and the amount of area the texture needs to cover. So there we have that, that's all that sorted, and then we can zoom in on that. And then we've got this really nice pattern with marble stools, with that, now we save, and all we need to do really is just add everything in. And because all these are one shape, it's just exactly the same deal. It's just bitmap, put the map on, scale it, then. Ooh, Jesus, very much scale it. Whoa, maybe too much. Let's put that 11, that at 15, and we have that. I'm sure there was a way to make it darker, but I can't remember. I know there's a way to make it shiny. If you go back to parent, and we can add specular level like that. But it's not that high, but a little bit glossiness. And then we've got, hopefully, a variation in look as well. But, you know, it's fine if not, because I'm going to need to readjust that offset as well as put mirror on that one just to hide that. Ooh, let's try that 16. And that 16. So we have a little bit smaller amount of hedge. Of course, we just need to go back, add another bump map. Same deal. So it just begins to be a point of tediousness. Just realised the reason why the bump map isn't really showing up is because it's a different scaling to the actual bitmap itself. So if we minimize it. Come on. Did I minimize the right one? No. Oh, because I was on bump. We just click on that, and then 16 by 16 with a tile and an offset of 0.05. I'm going to go back into bump. What did I do? There. Right. 16 with 16, mirror on that, and a 0.05 on there. I'm going to press F9 and the bump map should actually start to show up on the pillars. See how it looks different? How it looks a little bit more scaled. Yeah. The fun times of bump mapping. And I suck at it, which, you know, it's a given. I have no idea what this one was. Let's have a look at the maps. It was 12.5, 13, 1, mirror. Right. 13.5. Was it 12.5? 12.5 and 13. Damn it. 12.5 and 13 with a 0.1 on each. So now hopefully if we actually tangector to show this, and then we've got so considering this is near the end of the sixth part, I think. Let's have a check. Yeah. No, fifth part. And we can finish up the next part, because I'm going to texture all these in between the videos, and then come back with the things. Right, I'm going to separate these off and make these either wood. Actually, I think I might make these wood, yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed this part. Please like, subscribe. If you haven't seen my previous videos on modelling, it's literally only this playlist. So just pop back a couple episodes and it'll sort you out. Bye bye. Bye bye.